So, what really is the difference between a $5 iPhone case and a $200 iPhone case? Well, in this video, I'm going to go through some of these iPhone cases ranging from $5 all the way up to $200. We have a bunch of cases here. It's actually been hard to fit them all in frame, but yeah, a bunch of cases here that I want to go through and cover and basically tell you which ones I would recommend, which ones I wouldn't recommend, and which ones I'm going to be using. By the way, none of these products are sponsored, so I can say what I like. No one gets to see before it goes live or anything like that. So I can really say what I like and share my opinion. So this one is the $5 iPhone case. It's just a simple, clear case that has some flex to it. It's not very expensive feeling or anything. It's just a plastic case. I will put this in my phone, but I'd be wary of cases like this. And the reason why I say that is because cases like this, because they're not following the sort of stringent design rules of some other cases, some other companies, they're not going to care as much if they scratch up your phone, if your phone gets trapped in them or something, or if they're not actually that well designed to protect your phone. This also does not have any MagSafe on it. So yeah, it's a very, very basic case. It does a very basic job of protecting your phone. And I do think if you're going to put it on something like an iPhone 17 Pro with the new aluminium finish, you know, it could scratch. I also feel like it's already yellowing. When I look at it now, it already has that yellowing on it. So yeah, this is a proper budget case. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're spending $1,000 on a phone, why wrap it in a $5 case? What I always worry about cases like this is, you know, scratching the edges of your iPhone. So the corners when you're just using the case day to day. If there's any sand or anything trapped in there, it could really scuff up the edges of something like the new aluminium iPhone 17 Pro. Next up is this case from a company called Total. I think that's how you say it anyway. It's a $10 iPhone case. And to be honest, when I first actually unboxed this, I was quite impressed with it because it's just a plastic sort of case, but it has MagSafe and stuff. It has the camera protection. All of these cases pretty much have all camera protection, but has these sort of camera cutouts here. And it also feels surprisingly nice. For a $10 case, I was really impressed. Yeah, this is actually pretty good for a $10 case. If I put it in like so, I think that looks pretty good. It does obviously mask the color of the phone. So I feel like this probably might not look good if you have the orange iPhone 17 Pro or you have the blue one, but with the silver one, it kind of gives it a sort of greeny tinge. If you're looking for a $10 case, I guess this is a good option. One of the best options that I could find. And by the way, if you're interested in this wallpaper, I will leave a link to it down in the description below. We have a bunch of wallpapers. Make sure to check them out. It's a great way to support the channel. Next up, we're going up to a proper brand now. We're going up to Spigen. Spigen are very well known in the industry for phone cases. This is their $30 sort of plastic case. What's it called? The Spigen Thin Fit Case. It's fairly thin, but I wouldn't say it's that thin. Yeah, just a simple plastic case for the 17 Pro. It looks good. I think it looks okay. Not really my style, but it does have MagSafe and stuff in there. I think to myself, if you're looking for a case from a reputable company, Spigen are very well known. They've been doing it for years now. Yeah, pretty basic case, has the camera bump and everything, MagSafe, has the cutouts for the buttons and stuff. Oh, I just realized as well, the sort of camera control has its own button, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have an absolute beast of a case. This is the most unminimalist case out of everything that I have here. This is the D-brand tank case. And yeah, this is just meant for people who really want that ultimate protection. It's a $50 case. iPhones, it has like MagSafe and everything. I do actually quite like the look of this. It's not really completely my style as well, just like the Spigen case, but I think to myself, if you're looking for a tanky case, something that can really protect your phone, and it has tons of grip because it has so many ridges and grooves and textures and stuff, it can do such a good job of making sure it's in your hand. Yeah, this is a crazy case, absolutely crazy case. Just very opposite of all the other cases and cases that I would usually use. You can see it does add some bulk, but what it also does is actually sort of level off the sort of camera module. It's not completely level, but it does make it just a bit more level with the camera module. The button's also replaceable. And the design, yeah, it's just a bit wild and wacky. But I think for some people, this is perfect. This is what they want. They've spent $1,000 on a phone, spending $50 on a case like this, which I think is a good price for this. $50 for a case like this that provides this much protection is a great price. Yeah, if you want to protect your $1,000 phone with one of the most tankiest cases, the D-brand tank cases is pretty good. Even getting it out, Jesus, like this is in there. And then next up we have a case from Apple. This is the $49 silicone case that they do. I actually really like this. For $49, it's definitely on the premium end for a silicone case, but considering it's from Apple, it's going to be designed to perfection pretty much. It's going to fit the phone very well. It's going to have MagSafe and everything. I also really like that the inside is like a suede material. Like for the aluminium Pro phones, that's really nice to see. I like this case. I think they've done a really good job with it. And it also does have the hooks on the bottom so that you can have a lanyard and a crossbody strap and stuff like that. $49 though, is definitely premium. If I put it on this iPhone 17 Pro, I think it looks pretty good. This is the terracotta color. It's not the orange color. The orange color is a bit brighter. This is the terracotta. I feel like this is a good midway point between sort of brown and orange. I would say it's more on the orange side. Some people like to see it as more on the brown side, but I actually have a brown case here, and you can see the difference between the brown and the terracotta. Like, this is just much more orange. I do like this case. I think if you're looking for a silicone case, this is just an easy pickup from Apple. Next up, we have the Nomad Modern case, which is $49. It also has the suede lining on the inside, but the outside of it is more like a plastic, but it matches the Silver 17 Pro surprisingly well. This is, I think, the lunar gray color. And of course it has the camera lip and everything. It gives you the lip on the front. All of these cases actually have a lip on the front, protecting the screen when you want to put it face down somewhere. I particularly like this case. This is one of my favorites. I've found myself actually using this more often than some of the other cases here, purely because it just matches the silver iPhone 17 Pro really well. And it's super minimalist. Like, the only logo you see is here, the Nomad logo. Other than that, super minimalist. And the buttons on this I'd say are some of the best, because it has metal buttons that are very clicky and still have that tactile finish, that tactile functionality. They don't feel mushy. They don't feel like you don't know if you've pressed the button or not. You definitely know if you've pressed one of the buttons on the phone. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. I think for $49, this is actually good value. Next up, we have the Apple Tech Woven case, which goes for $59. For $59, I can't recommend this case. The Tech Woven material, it is a lot more it's just better than the fine woven that they had from previous years, but I just feel like it doesn't feel that nice. It's quite scratchy. I don't like that. For $59, I really feel like this case is not worth the money. I would avoid this case if I were you. I think a lot of people see it in store and think, oh, you know, it's more expensive than the silicone one. It must be better. $10 more expensive. But I would say that the silicone case is definitely better than this. I would avoid getting this case. I'm just not a fan of it. It's a shame Apple have gotten rid of their leather cases, because I used to be a big fan of their leather cases. And they've replaced them with the fine woven, and now this has replaced the fine woven. The Tech Woven has replaced the fine woven. Yeah, I just can't recommend this. I would avoid. This is probably one of the ones that's the least value on the list. And now we're going into the leather cases, the premium cases. This is a $69 case from Grams 28. Nice. This is the pebble grain leather case that they have. Pretty simple around the edges. It's sort of like a plastic, but then on the back, Italian pebbled bovine leather. So this is definitely a premium leather case. The pebble grain finish, obviously it's much more textured than a sort of smooth leather finish. On the inside also has like a microfiber sort of texture as well. And they also do like a different leather one as well. But yeah, I think once it's in, I do like the look of this. I think it gives it a sort of premium luxury look. If you like the pebbled grain leather as well, this is one of the only options. There aren't actually that many pebbled grain leather cases out there. Grams 28 have done a good job with this, and I think for $69, it's pretty good value. Next up, we have the Nomad leather cases. So they do a few variations. I have 3 different ones here, and you might think, oh, these two look very, very similar. But the way they differ is actually on the sides. So you can see this has like a plastic bumper. This is the sort of modern leather case, and then this one is the traditional leather case where the leather goes all the way around. Whatever you prefer, I feel like it's just down to personal preference, because they do essentially the same thing. I'm quite a fan of this case because I actually used it with my iPhone 16 Pro. So you can see here, this is the same case on the iPhone 16 Pro compared to the 17 Pro. Actually, let me put it in the device so that you guys can see. So yeah, 16 Pro on the right, 17 Pro on the left. And you can see how it aged, how it patinaed. So the way I've used it, the MagSafe markings and stuff. If you're not a fan of leather aging and patinaing, yeah, you should probably avoid leather cases. But yeah, this is what it looks like after sort of a year of on and off usage. I think it's held up really well. It adds some character to it and just makes it look used, which some people will like. Obviously, getting a fresh one is also really nice. It does look fresh and just nice and clean. I feel like this case is something that I'll be using quite a bit. They also have the black leather one here, and they do a bunch of other colors as well. $75 though, but I found that if you want a high quality proper leather case, you do have to pay that sort of price tag. Otherwise, if you get the cheap ones, you don't actually know what type of leather they are. you don't know what the case is like, I've just found spending that little bit of extra for cases like this is worth it. I actually don't use a case all the time on my phone. The only time I actually use a case is sort of when I'm going out, when I'm traveling, situations like that. But usually at home, I will use my iPhone caseless because I obviously want to appreciate the design when I look at the phone. And at home, obviously, I'm going to be a lot more safe with that. I don't have to worry about it as much. If you are looking for a leather case, I would probably choose between these two, the Nomad one and the Grams 28. I think both of them are really good. Just depends on the type of leather you're looking for. And then finally, we have the case that I keep seeing on social media. I keep seeing people buying, and it is nearly $200. Well, it actually depends where you buy it from. Some places it's $190, some places it's over $200. This is the Ramoa case, and yeah, it isn't worth it, guys. I'll be honest with you. It's just not worth it. You are very much paying for the brand for this thing. You're not paying for a high quality case or anything. You're just very much paying for the brand because it is literally just a plastic bumper case with a metal aluminium sheet in it with their logo on it. That is simply it. I'll admit, it looks incredible. Like, it does match the iPhone 17 Pro really well. The buttons are mushy as hell. Like, they're not great. I would not recommend, like, the buttons are actually horrendous compared to like the Nomad cases and the Grams 28 cases. These buttons are so mushy, it's ridiculous. This case for $200, I think it's just ridiculous. If you really like Ramoa, because I'm actually a big fan of Ramoa, I have their luggage and stuff, I've bought some of their products in the past, and those products are good. I think the luggage is good. But the iPhone case, wow, like, this just isn't something I can recommend. Like, it just isn't that great. You really are just paying for the brand here. You're not getting much of a case here. And the biggest downside, which a lot of people actually don't realize until after they bought it, even though they do make it clear on the page, it doesn't have MagSafe. It doesn't do wireless charging. You can't do anything with the back of the phone because an aluminium plate is in the way. So all of these other cases that I've covered all have MagSafe apart from the $5 case. So you can charge your phone, you can use it and everything just like normal. With this, you cannot do that. So not only is it $200, you're also losing functionality by using a case like this. So yeah, I find it difficult to recommend. It does look nice and everything, but yeah, $200 for an iPhone case, that is pretty wild. When it comes to which are my personal favorites, the Apple silicone case in this terracotta color, I really do like this. It's a good way to add some color without having a bright orange iPhone 17 Pro. The brown leather case from Nomad, because I used it last year as well, I do like this case. I think it looks nice on it, and it holds up really well against like drops and scrapes and stuff like that. And then this sort of modern case from Nomad as well, because of the color, the Lunar Grey, it just matches really well with the 17 Pro. These three are my personal favorites. I will of course leave links to all of these cases down below. I do think when it comes to what is the best value, surprisingly, I would say probably the Apple silicone case. When it comes to the best leather one, definitely the Nomad one. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.